This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to another episode of... I want this guy up higher. Us going over Quirky Love Rosee. Woo! If you don't know, which you might, Quirky got remonetized. If my editor was editing this video, they would have put in little sounds like, yay! But my editor's not editing this video. If you like my editor editing my videos, be sure to like and subscribe and watch this video all the way to the end. Because that's how I pay my editor. I think I'm allowed to do that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm allowed to do anymore. I don't know. I don't know what happens anymore on this damn show. This damn platform. All right, look. We're going to watch these cut down highlights from Aren't You Exhausted? Now, we're not watching the whole thing. And I will link this in the description down below, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is members only content. So if Aren't You Exhausted comes at me and says, take this shit down, I will take this down immediately. But the reason why we're watching this is because I only want to go over the part where Rosee talks about getting remonetized. So, because there's a whole bunch of other crap involved. And I don't care about Rosee eating on camera. And I have always said that. Though I do feel like I should be reacting to that only because Rosee swears up and down she does not do feeder content. And I feel like I really need to start pointing out to everybody how her content is feeder content. And the only real way to do that is to kind of show you guys how it's feeder content. But right now, that's not the point of this video. This video, I just want to talk about, this video, I just really want to talk about her remonetization and what that means for the rest of Girl World and what I personally think is actually going on with like YouTube and all these demonetizations and stuff. Now, before we get too far into this, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. I will say this. I think personally that the demonetizations that happened with the girls, I don't think they were ever intended to be permanent. I've always thought the girls were going to get their channels back. And I don't honestly think the girls needed to do anything to their channels to get their channels back. I think this was completely performative on YouTube's end. I've always said that this was a CYA thing. And the fact that Rosee has gotten her channel back with minimal changes to her channel, like there's still content on her channel that 150% has the bingo word in it. Bingo has the bingo word in it. She still has copious amounts of content where she makes shit tons of food, shovels it down her gullet, and makes, feeder content on her platform. I mean, she still has all of this. This whole video, she's wearing this dress that is falling apart and barely stays up. And the whole time not the whole time, but she cooks and then eats a huge amount of food. What do you want? YouTube clearly does not actually care. This was all performative on YouTube's end. And that's what it's always been. So I think the girls were always going to get their content back. All right. So I don't think this was ever intended to be a permanent demonetization. So I will not be very surprised at all if ALR and Foodie both get their channels back. Now, Amber has put herself in a unique situation with the whole LCU thing. So that one might be a little weird, a little different. I don't know, only because of the LCU. But I mean, don't be shocked when and if Foodie reapplies for monetization and she gets her channel back because this one did, right? So don't be surprised, right? Yeah, Tammy Lemon got demonetized, and Tammy Lemon went through and changed all of her content. I don't know if Tammy Lemon needed to. I don't really know if she did. So, but since all of them have somehow adjusted their channels, except this one, really. Like, there's a whole series on this one's channel of her reacting to Mr. Snowflake's docuseries about Life by Jen. And I plan to react to that. And I've downloaded it, so if she decides to delete it now that I've said that, it's fine. I have it. She can delete it all she wants. But the point is, she still has that up as of right now. In that series, not only does she consistently talk about bingo, I mean, I'm still being careful about language because God only knows, but not only does she constantly talk about her problems with it, she talks about Jen's problems with it. She goes after Jen about it. Like, by the way, this series that Snowflake put together is after Jen has passed. Jen is no longer with us. Life by Jen is no longer with us and hasn't been for several years at this point, right? So, and wasn't with us when Rosee reacted to the series, but yet Rosee goes after Jen as if Jen was still alive. It's a very weird reaction. And it's worth reacting to. All right. It's worth reacting to her reacting to it. And we will go over it. We may not do like every single minute of it because it's very, very long. It's long to begin with. And then it's even longer because she's reacting to it. And I talk. So there you go. So we will be going over it just because it's worth going over. I do just want to go over the little parts here where this one gets remonetized. And this one talks about how Rosee likes to make it sound like she does YouTube out of the kindness of her heart and how she just wants to interact with people on the internet. But she barely put any content out on YouTube while she was demonetized. And the moment she gets remonetized, not only does she, get her memberships going again, which, okay, fine. She's remonetized. That's fine. But she's walking on air. She immediately starts to dry bag. Not even dry bag. She's immediately starts to wet bag. She sets a goal to put on a hat and do a little happy dance. Like, she immediately starts milking her YouTube channel again for money. Like, but it's not about the money, you guys. It's like, it's not even that I care that she's monetized because this channel is monetized. And I'm very upfront about that. I care that she lies about it. Just say you're monetized because you need to make money, right? And don't go after people who monetize their shit as if you have some fucking high horse to stand on, because she does, right? She does like to go after other channels who have monetization, and she does like to attack people for creating monetized content, which is, she likes to go after other channels who are making monetized eating content, not necessarily feeder corn, but she has in the past gone after other channels that make cooking and eating content or mukbang content. Like, that's paid eating content, right? She likes to do that. How's that different than what you're doing, Rosee? Right? So anyway, let's go after yeah, let's do that. Let's watch this little. We're gonna watch the part of this cut down that is relevant to what I want to talk about. Like I said, I will link this down below. It is a members only thing, so if you want to watch it, you're gonna have to join Aren't You Exhausted's channel. Which, I mean, I like Aren't You Exhausted, so I'm kind of promoting it in a way. So, if you want to see this video in its entirety, Or you can go watch the live. You can sit through the whole live. You can go watch it on Rosie's channel and sit through the whole live. All right, let's go. Turn her up. I am going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to turn the CC on.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness gracious. Hi. We're so back, bitches.
Oh my god. You will notice that there's a lot of jump cuts. And as I've mentioned before, when we've watched another one of these cut downs, it's because Tits McGee here gets distracted by herself and also by her chat, which is good. You know, she's interacting with her chat, but it's like squirrel every 5 seconds. So you will notice that the jump cuts are occurring frequently. It's because that's how often she gets distracted, and those are being cut out. So it does make it a little jarring, but that's out of necessity. So
What's up, folks?
I guess my point is that's her fault, not the editor's fault.
My gosh. I have updates, clearly, but I
and a potato that you record on.
scheduled this only 30 minutes ago because I wanted to sneak attack a little bit. I wanted to pre-schedule it ahead of time so I could set up the settings and stuff. But hopefully the chat this time works and isn't weird. We got party vibes up in here. Yes, we're monetized, you guys. We are back, baby. If you join as a member, emojis are already set up. Just I'll throw that out there. Oh, I'm not letting trolls do fuck all today. Y'all can't
Okay.
tell me shit. Anyway, let's see here. I have a zero tolerance policy for y'all's bullshit. Remy's great. He was on video call with me when I found out. So here's some shit, right? All right. First and foremost, I want to address this. I, for some reason, thought I was eligible to be remonetized on, I think I've been saying March 9th. I don't know where I got that from, to be honest with you. I guess I was demonetized on December 2nd.
I honestly don't remember when she got demonetized, to be honest with you. Because she was the last of the girls to get demonetized. Or was she the first? No, because the last girl to get demonetized was Foodie. That's right. Because everyone was like, how is Foodie still monetized? Yeah, Foodie was the last one down. Foodie was the final girl. Amber was first. Then it was Rosie. So Amber should be able to apply for remonetization. Amber's the only one I'm not sure if she'll get remonetized, and that's only because of the weird stuff with the LCU. This one, I'm not even like slightly surprised she's remonetized. And if Foodie gets remonetized, I won't be even a little, honestly, I'll be more surprised that Foodie doesn't get remonetized than I will be that Foodie does get remonetized. I hope that made sense. I'm losing my own. All right. First off, woman just had a huge ass rant about all of the reaction channels sexualizing her on because apparently that's all we do. We just sit here and sexualize poor little QLR. Because apparently we don't have anything else better to do with our lives. I'm sorry, you're wearing what? On a non-age restricted live? And how many times have you smushed your boobs into the screen already? And your shirt, this dress is literally falling off of you. Which one of us is smegdualizing you? Can you draw me a graph here? I'm failing to see which one of us is smegdualizing you here, because I'm not the one who picked your wardrobe out.
And for some reason, I thought that I was off by a week. I don't know how or why I did that, but here we are.
Yes, by all means, pull your dress down more.
All right, so on March 1st, I was talking to Remy, and I was like,
Remy's her new boyfriend, not boyfriend, who's in Texas, where we're not supposed to know where he's at, even though she told us where he's at. Have I gone over those yet? I need to go over that. Have I gone over her gaslighting us? I need to go double check. I know I meant to react to that, but I can't remember if I reacted to that yet.
Let me just hop into the YouTube app and check real quick what it's showing me, because I just haven't been thinking about it. Since I got demonetized, I was just like, it is what it is. I lost my appeal. I'm just gonna wait till March and then be anticipatory then. But I was like, well, let me just check just in case whatever. I get into the app and it said applicable March 2nd. I'm like, that's fucking tomorrow, which was now yesterday, but at the time of looking into all this, right?
Today is March 4th. I've been being really bad about putting my dates into my videos. Today is March 4th as of right now.
Talking to me about it, because I swear to God, like, I think I remember almost the exact time I got monetized. It was like right before, like.
This is her internet doing this. This isn't me. This is the potato that she's filming on, aka her phone, and her actual internet. This has nothing to do with me.
2:30 p.m. sometime between 2:12 and 2:20, somewhere in there. I remember that because I woke up from a nap and I remember looking at my phone.
And then the sky was blue and I looked out the window and there was a fluffy cloud and I was like, wow, there's a bird passing in front of the cloud. And then there was some wind in the tree. And then I looked back in through the window and I happened to look at the time and the clock. Girl, tell the story.
And seeing the time and seeing the notification and being like, the fuck? I just remember that very vividly, right?
Cool.
And so I checked it in the morning. I was like, okay, I think it's probably not going to be available until after. Like, it's probably going to be on the nose. So I got distracted at about 3 p.m. yesterday. I was like, oh, let me check it. So I went to go do that. And I was planning to remove my copyrighted Christmas videos. I still wanted to remove 1 or 2 things, right? So when I went to my YouTube Studio app, there was a grayed out reapply button until yesterday. When I went and checked it, I saw it was black. I was like, oh, perfect. So I was like, when you look at it in the app, there's a part where it says like you have to meet the following requirements. And then for me, it was blank. There was nothing there. So I was like, well, let me just click reapply, assuming that there was going to be a pop-up with an explanation, because that's normally how this stuff happens in the app. No.
I will say it is interesting hearing how the reapplication process is going, because I've never had to do it. So it is kind of interesting to hear how this is going. Because it'll be even more interesting to hear if, like, Foodie and Amber share their their processes, whatever, their journeys to get remonetized. Because according to her, grain of salt, she didn't have any requirements to get remonetized, which, if true, just kind of reinforces my theory that YouTube does not give a shit and was going to remonetize them regardless, because she hasn't changed much. She has deleted a lot of crap off of her page. Don't get me wrong. She hasn't deleted a good chunk of the content where she's talking about her BINGO issues. She hasn't deleted a lot of, she still has content up that talks about that. She still has content up where she is eating and talking about her BINGO. She still has a lot of content up where she is eating massive amounts of food, which could be considered a BINGO. So she still has content up that does, in theory, violate the terms of service that YouTube claims is why they took down ALR, Foodie, and QLR's channels originally. Well, and Tammy Lemon's, right? So, and not just them, but other channels as well. Like, it's not just them. It's just they're the ones who impact Girl World, right? So it's interesting to me to hear that, knowing she has that kind of content still up on her channel, that she had no requirements to get remonetized. Like, hey, you need to take down these videos. Hey, you might need to clean up this language. You know, none of that, right? And there's no apparent watch hour requirements well, she's probably, her membership hasn't, or her subscribers haven't dipped that much, but like watch hours and that kind of a thing, which I guess maybe that's not as much of an issue because it was only 90 days. It wasn't 6 months, which I know that's where that starts to really matter. But to have no requirements to get remonetized after you were demonetized for very specific reasons. Anyway, it further solidifies, if true, it just further solidifies for me that YouTube was just doing this to CYA, which means it meant nothing. This means nothing, which is what I've been saying since the beginning. So I was right.
I hit reply, and they're like, you replied, and I was like, wait, well, fuck. Worked out in my favor, clearly. But I was like, wait, fuck. Because and assuming makes an ass out of you and me, right? It was very that coded. So I was a little nervous. And it says it takes 30 days. It says within 30 days to get a response. Almost exactly 24 hours later. It was around 3 p.m. I was talking to Remy. I was on my phone and I was like scrolling on something. I was doing something. And I get a pop-up, I get a push notification from YouTube being like, your members are on pause. And come the fuck again! I started screaming. I was hollering, and I ran over to my brother's room. I was like, by the way, just so you know, everything's fine. I'm screaming because I was remonetized. He was sick. And then I immediately went back in my room, called my mom, told her everything that
Yes, keep pulling that dress down.
happened. And we're back, baby.
She's got it pulled down so far that like her armpits are exposed now.
We're back. We're back, bitches. So I do need to actually make the ankle bowl stuff anyway. And I was planning on doing that tonight or tomorrow. But girl, chick, listen. So the TLDR of why I was demonetized, I've explained this many times over, but
She doesn't know why she was demonetized, honest to God. She really doesn't. And here's the thing. I don't think YouTube knows why she was demonetized. So we can have an argument over why she was demonetized. We can talk about why I think she was demonetized. We can talk about why everyone else thinks, why Girl World thinks she was demonetized. We can talk about why she thinks she was demonetized. I don't think it actually matters. I really don't. Because clearly it doesn't fucking matter.
for in case new people who missed it, I was demonetized because I used to talk about topics relating to eating that involved a disorder in relation to the topic of health. And I'm not using the words because I'm not losing this platform again. We are doing that again.
Hypothetically, she was demonetized because she was participating in self-harm behaviors around an eating disorder that she displayed and discussed on her channel. i.e., she would talk about her bingo disorder, her E followed by the letter D, and then she would participate in her toxic ritualistic behaviors, i.e., cooking and eating large amounts of food on camera while scantily dressed. You know, the stuff she does now and has been doing since she's been demonetized on other platforms. Like, she's still doing this content. She still put that kind of content up on YouTube. She put that kind of content up on Twitch. She put that content up on Patreon. This copywritten Christmas stuff that she was talking about, she was playing music in the background while she was doing these things, right? So that's what she's talking about taking that stuff down, because since she's got copywritten music playing in the background, she can't monetize that. So the nice thing about her being monetized again is we don't have to listen to the music in the background anymore.
I'm glad to be back, baby.
Are you good?
Even though I was technically not gone, I was still around, but what a relief, man.
She was technically not gone, but she's good. It's good to be back. It's good to be making money again. I understand this was her source of income, and so that doesn't bother me, right? I need everyone to be perfectly clear on the fact that I am not bothered that she makes money using YouTube, okay? That is not the issue. The issue is she is always talking about how she is anti-capitalist and how she isn't here for the money. And when she got demonetized, she was like, I would still do this even if I wasn't making money. Where were you for 3 months? There's barely any content on here from the 3 months while you were gone. And even when you went over to Twitch, you made like a handful of videos, like 3. And you made just enough videos on Twitch to get, what is it called over there? Whatever, affiliated, so that you could make money on Twitch. You got a bunch of people to get a monthly membership over on Twitch. I don't know how Twitch works. I've never, I've only been affiliated once, and it wasn't even my channel. So I don't really know how this works. But the point is, she was on Twitch just long enough to get affiliated. She got a bunch of people to pay for basically a month's worth of Twitch membership and then didn't make another video. So she basically got people to buy into her channel for a month and then gave them nothing after that. Little miss, I would do this even if I wasn't getting paid. And then she went over and made a Patreon where she did put up members only stuff, but she would the quality of it was absolute crap. And she would constantly play music in the background, even after being asked to stop, because it made the content almost unwatchable because of the background noise, right? And even then, she didn't do that much, right? And then when she would make content, she would constantly be like, oh, you guys, it's just so hard. It's so hard to make content. It's so hard to make content because I'm not getting paid. And she would dry beg about not being able to make money. She would constantly shove her Amazon wish list in everybody's face. She would constantly be updating the Amazon wish list, asking her people to look at her Amazon wish list and mention that she has an Amazon wish list and mention that she's updated her Amazon wish list, and like, because she couldn't make money, so she wanted people to go and buy stuff off of her Amazon wish list for her. And the only reason she's not talking about her Amazon wish list right now is because Amazon put out some kind of warning, basically, that they can't guarantee that they can keep your address safe on your Amazon wish list. If there's something to the effect of, like, if your package gets returned or something happens with the shipping, there's a possibility that whoever bought something off your wish list could see your address. So they can't guarantee that you won't dox yourself effectively. So because of that, she's pulled her Amazon wish list. So she's not using that anymore because she uses her home address on her Amazon wish list as opposed to going and getting a PO box. Her prerogative, I don't care. But as of this live, she's already said she's looking into, I think it's called Trove, I think is the name of it. I might be wrong, but it's a anonymous wish list platform that's, I think, identical to Amazon wish list, only it's it guarantees safety or something like that. So she's basically putting together another wish list that she's going to have up here soon. So we can still go buy her stuff, right? So even while she's dry begging, because she's remonetized again, so she wants her memberships, she wants her extra money, she says something about her Cash App on here, and also, oh, don't worry, guys, I'm going to get a new wish list up. Cool, I was worried about that. I was worried about how I was going to buy you your cleaning supplies. All right. But she would do this regardless of if she was getting paid or not. So where were you for 3 months?
What a relief, honestly. There's a lot y'all don't know about my life and some things going on and stuff, and I am just really grateful to be Remonetized, truly. And I'm grateful that I handled everything the way that I did.
You want a pat on the back?
And that I chose to still be active on here even when I wasn't making money.
We just went over all that. Just went over all that.
I didn't have an issue. It was within 24 hours. It was almost exactly 24 hours. They're like, yeah, dude, sick. Love that for me. But thank you, Chamomile. I'm just thrilled, guys. Honestly, I'm so fucking relieved. I have a lot to prepare for. I might be live the next couple days because I need to pack. I need to do that soon, really soon. I need to also deal with my living room, which I was actually gonna do that today, but then I was about literally gearing up to go and do it.
So I was going to go clean my living room, but then I found out I got remonetized, so I decided to do the thing that I know will get me the most eyeballs on my live, which is cooking and eating food. Okay, cool. I mean, you could have done a cleaning stream, but I guess we'll watch you eat food instead.
And then I got monetized. I was like, fuck, scrapping those plans. I can clean tomorrow. We're going to go live, and we're going to do some cooking and celebrating and hooting and hollering. You feel me? But do
Uh-huh.
you make food for? Do you make the food for while you're gone? No, he knows how to feed himself. I
She's talking about her brother here.
will cook for him sometimes, obviously, but no, he's able to. I don't cook for him all the time. It's just one of those things where when I do cook, I generally include him. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm going to jump around a little bit here because I think she talks about the remonetization a little bit more. But she's talking about making food for her brother and then more of her trip to Texas. I think we're about done, though. Okay, she just got done talking about produce that she purchased before she left and blah, 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 blah. Anyway.
I'm thrilled to be here, and I am so grateful to myself, to Remy, to my mom, to my new friends who really just helped me these past couple months. I feel like
What does it take? Like, imagine, I am so grateful to myself for seeing myself through this hard time. I mean, I guess that's like, good on you for that positive self-affirmation, I suppose. But anytime I have gone through a hard period in my life and I have been supported by people around me, the first person I think about like thanking for seeing me through a rough patch, I don't think I've ever gone, wow, I want to thank me for showing up. Just Anna does this shit. This one does this shit. I think I've heard Amber do it on of more than one occasion. Showing up. I might get around to thanking myself for showing up for myself during a hard period, maybe around the end of it where I've run out of other people to thank. I don't think I've ever put myself first on the thank you list of people who supported me through a rough patch. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. You know, something to talk to my therapist about, who's usually one of the top people I thank for seeing me through a rough patch. It's usually like my partner, my parents, my therapist, my friends, you know, my pets. Oh yeah, I guess I was there too. This is shit. I want to thank me for showing up for me. Really? All right. And then Remy, who she's known since like January. Okay. All right. Before her parents. Okay. Her brother whose house she lives in rent free. Her parents and her brother own this house. She's made like little to no income for the past 3 months since November-ish. Like she got demonetized right before Christmas, I think. I feel like. Anyway, so she's had no real income except for like little spurts of it here and there because she really hasn't made much content either on Twitch or Patreon, right? So she really hasn't brought much of her own income in. So she's effectively been living rent-free at her brother's house, at her brother and parents' house. Somebody's been paying for food. It's not her. I mean, maybe a little bit, but she drops like $500 a shopping trip. She's not making that much money. I want to thank myself first and foremost. Wow. Okay.
I feel like I'm constantly evolving and changing. And
Like a Pokemon?
sometimes not for the better, but in recent history, I feel like it's been. But I just wanted to say, like, I'm so grateful for I feel like I finally pruned the negative influences in my life out. When I finally let go of what I was comfortable in and stagnant in, I feel like no, I didn't have to make a video in order to get remonetized. I just hit a reapply button. That's all I did. What was I gonna say?
See? Squirrel.
Saying something. Oh, I was so afraid of letting go of certain things in my past. Paper boy. It's actually a dress. I love this dress.
She wears this dress a lot, and she's had it for a while. So yes, she does love this dress. She really feels herself in this dress. This is one of her top dresses.
Anyway, I'm really, really grateful. I'm grateful that I didn't stay where I was at in 2025. And I feel like just even who I was 3 months ago is so different from who I am today.
We should do a comparison. We should do a comparison. Cause we got content from 3 months ago. A loyal listener, longtime viewer, sent me a lovely podcast episode of Roz from back when she was doing her I Left Feederism tour. So yeah, we can do this. We can do a comparison. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Honestly, I'm obviously still me and still have a long way to go in a lot of aspects, but
I mean, we're all constantly evolving and changing. I mean, it's part of the human nature of things.
I feel like such a clearer, better version of myself, and I'm just so grateful to have met people that I can trust again. Because living through this life feeling like I couldn't fucking trust anyone because of legitimate, actionable reasons.
To be fair, she did have a rough patch, which makes no fucking sense why she's okay with Remy right now. I don't want to talk about this. Well, I want to play this little part here.
He was out running errands. I don't know if he's back yet. We both had things happening today, so, in our respective lives, so I don't know if he's actually going to join this live or not, to be honest.
She's talking about Remy again.
But in the chat, but he was there for me to celebrate when I found out. So I'm so thrilled, dude.
She's stabbing the shit out of this sweet potato, by the way.
But so I'm going to say this. I would definitely recommend joining as members only because I will be getting back to members only content. And we have the members emojis. And I can guarantee you when I'm in Texas, some of that content's going to be members only. So not all of it, but I'm just going to say I would recommend joining as a member. I need to spend a little time because I just got remonetized, so I need to figure out what that's going to look like. I need like a couple days, I think, to think on that. I just have so much to do. I've been doing a bunch of busy work, and I've been trying to. Just this morning, I went outside and I've started walking little laps in my back patio, and so I'm trying to deal with that because I'm really nervous about traveling. I'm anxious to go to the airport because I want to ask them directly a couple questions because I saw online that if the flight is not full,
we're not going to talk about this. She's mad about the passenger of size policy being taken away because she didn't even pay for the ticket. Remy paid for the ticket anyway, and she's mad about the passenger of size policy being rescinded. If you don't know what that was, basically, if you were too big to fit into 2 seats, you got one free. And I don't care how you feel about it. My hair. I think it was stupid. I'm glad to see it's gone. I don't even fly. I can't remember the last time I was on an airplane. I literally cannot remember the last time I was on an airplane. So I think if you take up 2 seats, you should pay for 2 seats. I don't think you should get one free because you're too fat to fit in one. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, so yeah, she's already hyping her membership, which, okay, cool. I have a membership too. I have members as well. I'm terrible at it, which is why I don't mention it too much. But she's already talking about, how she's only going to do members stuff. And so she's already resetting up all of her members only stuff and that kind of a thing. But you guys, she would have done this for free anyway. Because originally, before she got monetized, she wasn't going to do anything from Texas. She had mentioned she might maybe film a few things, maybe. But for the most part, she was like, yeah, no, I'm probably not going to do anything. Now that she's monetized, though, now all of a sudden that tune has changed. Now she can make money. And so now all of a sudden she's willing to take time out of her 2 weeks with Remy to make content for her members so she can make money on it. Is her members content stuff monetized? Because when I put up members only stuff, I don't monetize it, so there's no commercials in it. But does she put commercials in her members only stuff? I don't know, because if I were to purchase it, I have premium, so I wouldn't see the commercials anyway.
That's true. I'm gonna have to get back into the swing of things and figure stuff out. Next few days, I'm probably going to be going live. But at some point, I'm going to stop going live for a bit. Do you ever gift a membership? I'd have to go live from my laptop. You can't do it from mobile. Oh,
She never gifts memberships. So as a creator, you get 10 free memberships to gift every month. And you can gift them in batches of 5. Now, I don't think I can do this because I haven't figured out how, if I can. I wish you could give them individually, like target people with them, but you can't. That I know of. You can only just like during a live, say, like when people buy gift memberships and it just kind of randomly picks 5 people. That's how it works for us too. But we get 10 of them for free every month. So when you do a live throughout the month, you can hand out 5 of, you can do it twice, basically. You can hand out batches of 5 twice. So basically you have to remember to do it. But I try to, when I do lives, which I'm going to try to do more of, I try to do mine like mid-month and the beginning of the month when I do my lives so that, you know, people who get them have time to enjoy them. I have never seen her gift out her free memberships. Like, they're free. It doesn't cost us anything. They are given to us to give out so that to entice you, whoever you are who gets the free membership, to continue your membership, right? Most people, they get their free membership, they enjoy it, and it goes away, and then, you know, whatever. Life goes on. I think very few free memberships actually renew. It's fine. The whole point of gifting a membership is to, you know, support the creator in a fun way, right? The gifted memberships from the creator are a way of, you know, giving back to the community, your community that's supporting and watching you, right? And I'm sure YouTube would love it if you guys would become members because they get a cut of my membership. So they're thinking, oh, money. I think of it as a way to like connect with the community that's, you know, watching my stuff, right? I have never seen her use her free memberships. I have never seen her give them. Ever. And she knows she has them.
other people, I think they were asking if I can gift memberships, but
Yes. Yes, you can.
other people can also gift memberships, yes.
But if the other people do it, that's money. See? If she does it, it's not money. We don't get money for those 10 free memberships. That we don't get anything for that, right? We get interaction. That's what we get. We get eyeballs on our membership stuff. That's what we get. If somebody else buys those, if someone else gifts memberships to other people, that's money. We get that money. So does YouTube, but we get a cut of that money, right? I could give memberships out, but you could buy them too. You don't even have to be a member to buy memberships, right? You don't have to be a member to gift memberships. She's so obvious.
Sometimes when I'm in horizontal, it doesn't tell me. It pops up for you guys, but while I'm live, for some reason, it doesn't tell me.
And since she's constantly filming in horizontal and using her phone, which she knows for whatever reason doesn't inform her about when people gift things or send super chats or whatnot, I don't know why it doesn't inform her. It informs me. The few times I've done it. She never thanks people either. She very rarely thanks people for giving out gift memberships, or she'll miss super thanks. Or not super thanks, super chats. She is like the worst. She wants you to give her money, but refuses to thank people for it. She just expects it. And she'll say things like, "Oh, I need my mods to tell me when these things happen." No, bitch, you need to pay attention. You're constantly up your chat's ass. Just pay attention. Anyway.
It will tell me if I'm vertical. You feel free to cancel Patreon. I'm gonna be way more active over here. I left it available for people to stay on Patreon if they wanted access to the prior content. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook up the ground.
She claimed last month? Well, yeah, because it's March. So yeah, she claimed sometime in February that she had closed her Patreon. She didn't close her Patreon. And she didn't turn off her memberships either. So one thing you can do on Patreon, as the person who owns the Patreon, I know I have one. You can turn off everything. So even people who have been giving you money, you can just turn it off and be like, thanks, but no thanks. So if you know you're not going to be creating content anymore, you can just turn it off. She knew she wasn't going to be creating content on Patreon anymore. And so she said so, kind of. But she didn't turn off her membership tiers, and she continued to charge people for non-tent on Patreon. Now, two things here. People can choose to go and stop paying for their Patreon memberships, right? That's something you can always go and turn off. Same thing with YouTube, that kind of a thing. Same thing with Twitch, same kind of a thing. You, as the person who's paying for it, always have the option to go and turn it off yourself, right? Excuse me. So there's that. But the way she made it sound was like she was stopping people's ability to become patrons, to purchase memberships. But that wasn't what she did. She left the ability for people to join on there, even though she knew she wasn't going to be making content. Got it?
Oh, I mean, I'm leaving. I told you guys it's in the month of March. I'm leaving soon. I'm just not saying the exact date.
She kind of already has. Again, we'll talk about her gaslighting in another video. A video I'll probably record right after this one.
It's soon, so very soon, really soon. By the way, guys, I submitted it, but I think it takes about 24 hours for approval. I hopefully once it gets approved, when people join as members, it'll say that you're joining the Quirky crew, and I put Quirky crew.
Oh my God, the Quirky crew. Mine's not much better. I don't have a lot of room to talk, but I wanted to make fun of it anyway.
Level 1, 2, and 3, basically. So, because I think I'm gonna adopt that over from a little Twitch moment that we had.
It wasn't the Quirky crew to begin with? The little Twitch moment that we had that you completely ignored. You started your Twitch crew and then never posted anything ever again.
I just be careful with spring break and the world travel issue. Expect delays at airport. Thanks for letting me know, Mountain Bike. I appreciate the concern and consideration.
There's a theory, because I know someone's going to type this down in the comment section. There's a theory that Remy might be on spring break, whatever that means, whatever that might mean in the great wide world. There's an idea of who Remy might be floating around out there. We're not going to go over it here on this channel. I don't like that kind of stuff, so we're not doing that over here. But anyway, it's out there if you want to go find it. But there is this idea that that Remy is going to be on spring break while she's visiting. Now, this is a decent theory because if you correlate the dates that she's going to be gone with the dates of basically spring break for most colleges, it overlaps. Now, correlation is not causation, but it does overlap. So I'm not going to sit here and fight things, all right? We're just not doing anything close to, like, doxing here, all right? Yeah. So I just want to put that out there so that people know that I am aware. I am aware of these things. So you don't need to, like, type it down in the comments section. I know. But I'm just one of those people that doesn't like to do that kind of thing. But yeah. I know. I also like how her chat is very subtly calling her out on shit. And this whole thing about spring break travel, be prepared for delays. Maybe that was well intentioned. But it also probably might have been her chat just real subtly calls her out for shit here and there. And she doesn't always catch it. She'll catch the trolls when they're being blatant, but not always. And when it's real subtle like that one, she doesn't tend to catch it. I think it's a subtle troll. That's my personal take. It may not be. That's my personal take.
We've just been like I'm so curious to see what we actually end up doing. I am being, your spirit seems lighter with monetization. Honestly, there.
Someone literally types in, your spirit seems lighter with monetization. Where's the lie? Just admit it. I think she does, actually.
There's been stress in my life and aspects of my life that I haven't shared online. And the burden of not being able to make money has been extremely difficult on me and my family. And I'm just gonna have to limp along till I get paid, but money is freeing in this world, unfortunately. So
this is her dry begging. She has a monetized Twitch channel. She has a Patreon that has and had quite a few paying members. Quite a few paying Patreons on patrons. Here we go. On it. So as far as like having income, she had income. She supposedly had a job. She told us constantly that she had a job. It wasn't paying her a lot, but she said she had a job. So this new story that she's telling us now, honestly, there's been stress in my life and aspects of life that I haven't been sharing online, and the burden of not being able to money has been extremely difficult on me and my family, and I'm just going to something about money is freeing. Oh, and I'm just going to have to limp along till I get paid. But I think she says money is freeing in this world, unfortunately. So that's the thing, though. Apparently all of the girls got paid for November. Because they all got demonetized about mid-November-y. All of them did. Mid to late November. And I know there was a huge discussion in the community about, like, if they're not getting paid for November, that seems like bullshit. So I don't know if YouTube heard. Because it wasn't just the girls. Everybody who got demonetized was getting demonetized around the same time. So I don't know if there was just a big public outcry and YouTube was like, yeah, okay, we'll pay people for November. Or if YouTube had always intended to pay people for November, because I guess traditionally when they demonetize you, you don't get paid for that month that they demonetized you in. But YouTube did apparently pay everybody, or at least they paid Amber and Foodie. So I'm going to assume they paid Roz for November. So she got a paycheck for November from YouTube. She got monetized on Twitch. So all she had to do on Twitch was stream. That's all she had to do, is just go to Twitch and stream. I don't think she was making as much there as she would have made on YouTube, but it was income. And like I said, she had paying members on Patreon. So again, all she needed to do was make content. Now, she did make more content on Patreon than she did on Twitch. And she was still sort of kind of maybe occasionally putting things up on YouTube. But mostly she didn't do shit. And the one place where she was monetized, where she could have made maybe the most consistent income, was maybe Twitch. Because Patreon, I think you only get paid once a month. I don't actually know. I haven't had a paying Patreon in a while. It's like you had the ability to have income. Again, you also told us that you had a work from home job. So you had income. You had the possibility of having more income. So WTF? Right? But now we have this sob story of like finances were tight. We watched you do a $500 shopping spree at the grocery store at Sam's Club without batting an eye. Right? You just did a huge shopping, just did a shopping haul where it was 90% junk food, and then went to the produce shop and bought a whole bunch of produce that's probably going to go bad because you're going to Texas. But money's tight. These are not the behaviors of people who have tight money, or your behaviors are not the behaviors of somebody who has tight money, right? It doesn't make sense. But she wants to come on here and be like, oh my God, you guys, income is, money has just been so tight this whole time. Send me money. Join my memberships. Okay, cool. Whatever. But this is why she gets accused of dry begging, because the habits that she presents during her lives and during her videos don't line up with the stories that she tells or the stories that she tries to sell. She's broke. She can't afford things. Money's tight. Hey guys, I'm going to go to Sam's Club and drop $500 without batting an eye. I thought money was tight. It's just you and your brother. What are you dropping $500 on? Why are you going to Sam's Club for 2 fucking people? It's shit like that just, it doesn't make sense. But here we are.
So I had to go back in and annually remonetize my prior content that happened during the remonetization. It's a little bit, I'm a little bummed. I deleted some stuff that now I wish I hadn't, but I was just like, I wanted to be overly cautious, I guess, but.
She deleted a bunch of stuff that she took down because people were reacting to it. And she didn't like that we were reacting to it because the things that we were reacting to were kind of showing her true colors, and she didn't like it. Things like her abandoning her coworker in a dark alley or in a dark parking lot in the middle of the night because she got called cheap. Because she was being cheap. Anyway, and other things like that. Things that I didn't get around to. I didn't have a chance to react to or download before she deleted them. Things like that. It's the reason why people are archiving her now. So, see what you did? But these things that she's claiming she took down, mostly she took down things that she didn't want people reacting to. She didn't actually take things down that she thought YouTube would object to.
So happy you're monetized. So I don't think
her journey to get diagnosed with autism, she took that down. YouTube didn't have an issue with that. The rest of us did. She didn't.
money buys
Or YouTube didn't.
happiness. What money does buy is security, stability, and safety. And those things lead to happiness. But I want to talk to you guys about my upcoming trip and all the details and stuff, but I'm just like, I'm really holding myself back heavily.
Until you make a fucking story for Instagram where you tell everybody all the details and then delete it and then pretend like it didn't happen.
One, because I definitely don't want to give up too much before I get there. And I will say this, we talked about it. And so when I'm there, I am planning on doing a good bit of cooking because I am going to cook. I'm going to overcook and basically put stuff in his freezer for after I leave.
All right, just because it's in theme, we're watching this part too.
Oh my God, it's so nice to see the green usernames again. Oh, I love. Oh.
If you don't know, that means you're a paid member.
I'm remonetized. I'm so glad I double checked because I had to go in and manually turn on all my monetization settings. I had to manually remonetize all the content I made the past 90 days.
That's interesting, but I mean, you have to manually monetize your stuff anyway when you upload it, so that kind of makes sense. There's not like a magical everything's monetized button. That only happens when you very first get monetized. It asks you if you want to monetize everything that you have made up to this point, and you basically say yes, and then it magically goes and monetizes everything up to that point. You have to monetize everything from that point forward manually. Basically because you have to say, yeah, my stuff's totally cool for monetization.
I had to re-verify my ID. I had to do a bunch of stuff that they didn't send me an email about. I just was poking around my settings, just checking things out. Also, surprisingly, it wasn't much. It was not a lot. But I had a little money sitting in my AdSense, and I was like, less than $100, but I was like, I'll take it.
That's interesting.
Thank you. I was a little confused about that. I was like, oh? I was not expecting you. What a pleasant surprise. Hi, bestie. Fancy seeing you here. Very that coded, but I'm sure.
She likes Zach. I don't know if she's talking Pulpy Zach or Zachary Michael Zach, but whatever. Stop saying you don't like the Zacks and then pretend like you're one of the Zacks. Stop it. Anyway, she's just, I don't care that she's monetized. I understand it's her income. What I don't like is that she's like, oh yeah, I totally would do this anyway, even if I wasn't making money. And then this.
I'm really glad that I realized early on that it was important to invest in myself in the way of still making content, even if I'm not getting paid. One, because I actually like hanging out with my people. Y'all are dope.
So where were you for 3 months? You barely made content. Where were you? Amber's made more content than you. Now, don't get me wrong, it's on the LCU. But
Basically.
shit, Foodie's made more content than you. Foodie's not monetized.
I'm so grateful. I was so scared, you guys. Because like that's the other thing. I still have people in my DMs being like, you need to stop cooking and eating on YouTube because you're not going to get remonetized. And I'm sitting there.
Again, I don't think YouTube ever had an intention of not remonetizing her. It was a CYA thing. There was a lawsuit. I don't know where are the lawsuits at now. I don't know if it's over with or what, but it was a CYA thing. They did it. They can be like, oh, look, you guys, we totally took care of the problem. Aren't we cool? And that's it. That's the end of the story. And they totally meant to remonetize everybody at the end of it anyway, because they don't care. YouTube does not actually care. So they don't care that the girls did or didn't clean up their content because they didn't care in the first place. So there you go. So yeah, of course she's remonetized and she's barely changed anything on her content. She probably could have left. Again, Amber could probably still have all of the shit on her channel that she took down. I don't know if she deleted it or if she just privated all the video. I don't know what Amber did with all of her videos. But Rosee probably didn't need to delete anything and she would have been remonetized. Right? Because again, some of her more problematic videos are still on her channel.
Literally banging my head against the wall being like, that's not the problem.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. But it still just stressed me out. Do we get to learning a bit more about Remy? I shared a little bit in this live, not much. I bet Remy's excited to try cookie. He's stoked. He is stoked. This celebration deserves a crisp Diet Coke. It does. I wish I had a cold one. But he's
I don't care about Remy. I really don't. I don't care one way or the other.
I am definitely at some point gonna vanish because I'm gonna be traveling, but you gotta cook Remy steak and loaded sweet potatoes. Ooh, I need to update my bio. I'm gonna update my bio. My bio's out of date. Patreon's currently inactive, so my bio doesn't reflect that though.
I could try. No, her Patreon isn't inactive. I can become a member for $5. It's not inactive. I don't care that it still has posts on it. That's fine. You do you, man. But I can still click on become a member. I can still become a member. It's not inactive. Turn the membership off. Turn this off and turn off the memberships that you're already still charging people. Does it say how much she's making? No, I think she turned that off so you can't see how much she's... No, she's still getting $64 or $68 a month. At $5 a piece, So she still has that many paying members. Turn off your Patreon. Then it's inactive. Otherwise, it's still fully active. Not only can I become a member, you're still charging members. Today is March the 4th. Rosie, you're lying. I don't know if you're lying because you don't know what the fuck inactive means, or if you're lying because you don't think anybody will go check. This is an active Patreon. But whatever. Whatever.
Oh, that's my bad. I'll get that fixed.
You gonna go fix your Patreon? You're gonna go turn the Patreon off so that it isn't actually inactive? You're gonna turn it off so that it is actually inactive? So update your bio and actually deactivate your Patreon. You don't have to delete it. You don't have to get rid of it. Just turn off the memberships. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to turn off the subscribe option. You can have free memberships. People don't have to actually pay to be part of your Patreon. You can have public content. You can have free memberships so that you can still have members only content, right? You're still charging people to the tune of nearly $70 a month. I mean, cool if people still want to pay you $70 a month for no content, but I can still join, so it's not inactive. Anyway, all right. Let me make sure. God, we're only halfway. We're not even halfway through this thing. All right, hang on. All right, this is also relevant.
So I've been trying to make a concerted effort to just, because I used to be really transparent about my financial situation, and thank you so much, All Blessed. Seriously, girl, thank you. Y'all know, I used to talk about it a lot, but especially the past month, if not longer, actually. But there was a point I made a conscious decision. I just want to stop talking about it all the time. Oh my God, All Blessed, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, hon, thank you so much.
She stopped talking about it all the time because she kept getting called out for dry begging, like she's been doing this entire stream, because that's what she would do. She would talk about how she didn't have money for a cell phone. She would talk about how she didn't have money for a car because she parked her car in a place where she shouldn't have parked it without her blinkers on, and somebody driving down the road, not expecting a dark car there, hit her. I mean, yeah, probably both of them were at fault, but that was a no parking zone, and she parked her car there because she was doing a DoorDash delivery. That was a decision you made. You didn't turn your blinkers on, you had your lights off, you got out of your dark car to go make a delivery, and somebody hit you. I'm just saying. Anyway, my point is, like, you were even parked in a no parking zone. Who's actually at fault there? Anyway, so she dry begged for that. She dry begged for her phone. When she was in the hospital, she dry begged for snacks, for snack money. Like, she even got called out while she was in the hospital actually dry begging. Someone was like, "Why are you dry begging for snack money?" And she's like, "How am I dry begging?" Okay. So she got called out frequently for doing it, and I'm sure she'll get called. Well, I'm doing it now. I'm sure she'll get called out for it here too. But that's why she's like, "Oh, I had to quit talking about my financials. I had to quit being so transparent about my financial situations." Yeah. Because you were begging. Like, there's a difference between being monetized. I'm monetized. There are commercials in here if you don't have premium. Because that's how this works. Okay? But I'm not sitting here being like, "Oh my God, you guys, shit, she dry begged for Coke, for Diet Coke." Because I was about to make a joke about, "Oh my God, you guys, I need water flavorings because I just can't stand the flavor of water, but water flavorings are so expensive, you guys, but it's so hard to drink water without them. But I have some of them on my Amazon wish list if you guys wanted to buy them for me, and I could try them out and let you guys know what they taste like." Yeah. That shit. She does that shit. Right? Constantly. Anyway. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So that's why she's not so transparent about her financials all the time. I don't need you to be transparent about your financials. I'm not transparent about mine. Y'all don't need to know what's in my bank account. Right? Yeah, I just ran a GoFundMe to go do this PhD thing. I was very upfront about what that money was for. Okay? And when I hit the goal, I turned the GoFundMe off because that's all I needed the money for. It is an actually inactive GoFundMe. You can't donate to it anymore. See how that works? Jesus Christ. Anyway, right. Did she ever finish her sentence?
So one of the reasons I was talking about it was because it's a really impactful part of my life. It's been very stressful, and there's aspects of that I've never shared.
Finances are powerful and stressful for everybody. Money is stressful. That's why people don't like to talk about it. Unless you're a finance channel, which there are some of those. You're not one. I would never take finance advice from you. Period. Grifting advice? Yeah, sure. Finances? No. Like, there's a reason why there are no reaction channels. Well, I can't say that. There's a reason why most reaction channels don't talk about their finances. A, no one gives a shit. And B, it's weird.
And this is just a godsend, really. That's really what it boils down to, is godsend. And I'm grateful. And I'm thankful. Let me see something.
Give me money. Give me money.
Let me see.
Uh-huh.
Hello. I can't dance, but we'll do a little happy dance.
I can't dance. I can't sing. Anyway, she's doing this because she set a goal to get, what was it? Teal, $5. She wanted 10 super chats. And she'd go put her hat on and do a little happy dance. And one person, basically, pretty much, got her all the way to her goal. I don't know how I feel about the goals. I've tried them a few times. I don't know how I feel about them. Honestly, I don't. They're there to be used during live chats. I feel like they are a way to get the chat to interact. So I don't know how I feel about them. My cat likes it when I put them up there for treats. So that's where we're at with those. It's not begging. It's not dry begging. But with this situation, it's like right out the gate. As soon as she can make money again, she's, immediately throwing up a super chat goal. It's just weird. I don't know. But again, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. This is something that it's a tool that YouTube gives us and encourages us to use. Like if you're on the creator's end of this and you can get into the back end, the creator studio, whatever they call it, they encourage us to use this. Like they are constantly like, oh yeah, did you know you can set super chat goals? Yeah, what the fuck am I going to do with it? Anyway, that's the point. This is what you're supposed to do with it. Unfortunately, the reason why I have complicated feelings about it is the LCU, the grifting that the LCU does, where they're constantly setting super chat goals for shit that doesn't get done, or things that they cannot fulfill, and this one. So I have complicated feelings about it, but I see creators who do use it responsibly, so it can be done, right? Anyway. Right. Where were we? Oh, yeah. And so she fulfilled her goal, or people fulfilled her goal for her, to go put on her hat and do her little happy dance for this. Now, I will give her this. When she sets a goal, and it gets achieved, she does do the thing. Like, she did one where she had to go, that's where the lap swimming thing came in. We can debate about that one all you want, but she did go and do it. She did do the swimming pool, and then she swam back and forth 100, was it 50 or 100 times? I can't remember. Either way, she did it, right? Did she? I don't think she made the cannonball goal, but I believe if she did, she would have done the cannonball, right? She said she'd put the hat on and she'd do a little dance. She put the hat on and she danced as much as she ever dances. I mean, she's like 600 pounds. This is what you get. It's not like she's going to break dance, right? So I will give her that. It's not like the LCU where they're like, yeah, if we get X number of super chats, we're going to go do this thing that's impossible for us to do. Like, I think one of them was like calling Aunt Tammy, and Aunt Tammy was like, don't fucking call me. I'm not part of this. Another one was like, they were going to interview Beck, and Beck was like, no. So that's one of the things I do. Or they'll do things like, right now, the big one is like, if we get X number of super chats, Amber will go to fat camp, and then Amber's like, I'm not going to go to fat camp. So it's like, why are we even donating? That's grifting. She at least does whatever she sets the goal to be. So there's that. You know, and that's where I have personally have that complicated thing. Like, I would like to set those goals. I mean, who doesn't want to set those kind of goals? But at the same time, I don't want it to be something like stupid. Unless it's like feeding my cats treats. Because I do need to lure them in here. They need to start sitting in the chair. They need to be part of this. Right? You need more cats. And one way to do it is treats. We can all lure them in here together with treats. Right now they're outside though, because they're on a rampage.
Hey, we remonetized up in this bitch! So, man, the last 3 months of 2025 were a particular brand of hell. I'm so glad I'm out of that.
Dude, okay, look, 2025 and I feel like we had something going on. 2026 and we are not friends right now. We have not been friends since the beginning of this, which is, I like even numbered years. 2026 and we need to go to couples therapy or something, because like, we're having problems. All kinds of problems. Constantly.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my life as it is right now, my personal life.
I don't care about that. All right, we're going to react to this little bit here about 2025, because she rambles for a little bit, it's a good kind of ramble. And then I think we're going to be done with this particular react, and then you're going to have to go watch the rest of it yourself. Again, this was members only content, so go join. Go join. Aren't you exhausted? Sorry. But I didn't want to sit through the entire fucking thing. So there you go. But I do want to talk about this a little bit here, because QLR is like ALR and Anna, probably like Foodie too. This whole like, I've been working on myself and I'm changed. She likes to, I've gone to therapy and I've changed because I went to therapy. You sleep through your appointments. Like, you sleep and forget about your appointments. You've told us this. We know. You've said so. But yeah, so she goes into one of these, and I just kind of want to talk about it.
So glad I'm out of that. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my life as it is right now, my personal life.
Okay, so yeah, I thought she was going to ramble about her personal life, but she doesn't.
Life on a global scale is another story, but on a personal level, I am so grateful. I'm so fucking grateful.
Are you grateful? Sorry.
I feel so loved and appreciated in my life in a way I haven't felt in a long time. I feel like I finally have people around me that actually have my best interest in mind and are not for some weird ass motive.
Imagine saying that while living in a house with your brother that your parents and your brother let you live in for free.
That I'll never understand. But love the happy dance, just saw it nice. I told y'all, I can't dance. Like I said, I'm so grateful. I have so much good going on in my life. I'm so thankful and grateful and happy. Oh, 1 second. Sorry. You've grown a lot since you were first making videos. Your growth and maturity, that's what is the driving factor in your life and future evolving. Sorry, I was getting text messages. I'm back. Hello. Sorry. I had to handle the text real quick. I like life.
You know, if you didn't film on your phone, you wouldn't have this problem.
Life is good. My life is so good. I have stress, by the way, a lot of my stress was alleviated 4 hours ago. Good things come to those who wait. Yep. And girl, you've been waiting long enough.
She's referring to the fact that she got remonetized.
Clock it! Oh my god, the clock that T emoji is back, guys. For members, love that for y'all. All my emojis are back. I love that.
Yay.
It shows good things happen to good people even when things go wrong. And I honestly, based on what happened these past 3 months, I genuinely believe that even through all the stress of it all, being demonetized is a blessing in disguise. I think I would have felt an added pressure to keep being around online when I needed time to be offline after certain events happened. That was alleviated by the fact I was demonetized in a weird way. It allowed me to venture out my skill sets. It allowed me to really reconsider what I've been doing on this platform.
Your skill sets? Like going over to Patreon and Twitch?
Break the mold away. And I haven't completely... I'm not...
Break the mold away?
Not the kind of person who's able really to like
Sorry, that was me.
do a full 180 turnaround on myself like that overnight. I have to take things in bits and pieces. And that's, I think, been really reflective over the past 3 months. If you really are paying attention and care to see me as a whole person instead of just a means to unleash your anger and hate toward the world on me.
Yes. You are my sole focus for my hate and anger on the world. I couldn't think of any other person in the world to whom I might want to focus my great disappointments. I can't think of any other person in the vast world, particularly members of maybe, I don't know, the government of my country, on whom I might want to focus those particular emotions on more than you. Yes, Rosie. You are my only vent for said emotions. I have no other healthy coping mechanisms in my life for my anger and what was it? And hate. To unleash those things upon the world. I do not have a robust slime collection. Jesus Christ. You are so self-important. Like, you really do. You and Amber and Anna, I don't really follow Foodie like that much, but I'm pretty sure she probably does have the same kind of complex. You really do have like this idea that you are the only fucking person in the world. You really do have this idea that you are like the only person people think about 24 fucking 7. Like, you really do believe that. And I know you do when you say shit like this. And yeah, you have really changed and grown and developed over the past 3 months, that you have been ignoring your audience, not making content, trying to find a different platform, scrambling to find a different platform that you can monetize, finding 2 platforms that you could monetize and then ignoring both of them. Yeah, you've changed a lot. Your content hasn't changed. The only thing that really changed in your content was you started playing music in the background and people asked you to stop and you didn't. And you met Remy. And meeting Remy, I think, contributed to the fact that you started ignoring your audience, because the magical D came into the picture. And again, you will drop everything if D is involved, because you've done it before. This is a repeated behavior. You've done this before. So the promise of D is enough for you to just ignore everything else. So yeah, you've changed so much in 3 months. You sleep through your therapy appointments. You ignore your paying audience. You ignore the people who support you because you can't make money off of them right now because you're demonetized on YouTube. You're still making cooking and eating content. Yeah. What's changed? What's changed exactly? You were still, until recently, hyping your Amazon wish list. The only reason you stopped was because there's a potential that you could dox yourself, and that's not her fault. That's Amazon. So yeah, I totally understand why you would want to pull your wish list, but the only reason you pulled the wish list was because you potentially could get doxxed. You didn't pull the wish list because you were worried that maybe, I don't know, it was tacky. Like, girl, what's changed? Anyway, are we done yet?
I'm not speaking to my audience, obviously, when I say that, but you guys know what I'm referring to. Because
Do they though? This is full on Amberlynn lecturing us mode. Like we clocked her doing this, I don't know, 2 or 3 lives ago. She's doing this lecturing her haters more often now. This is, I think, the second time that I've picked up on it. But she's lecturing her haters by lecturing her audience more and more now. And this is a second time that she's talking to her haters by talking to her audience. So everybody gets lectured because she can't ignore her haters.
And it gave me the space to get the fuck away from really toxic communities that I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't let myself let go of. But I have, and I'm grateful.
You're still part of Girl World. You're still following reactors. You're still in the Reddits. You're still anywhere you can sneak yourself into. So what toxic communities did you leave?
So I really want to keep focusing and practicing that gratitude. We are monetized, baby. I love having members back in the chat. It's so nice. Thank you guys all for signing up. Everyone who's signing up right away like this, I really appreciate it. You guys will be seeing more of me, for sure. For sure. Tomorrow I'll either be making sweet potato fries or I'll be cleaning my living room on live.
All right. Yeah, I know there's like another 23 minutes of this left, but this video is really long. So I'm going to cut it together, try to get it posted for you guys, so you guys can watch it. And I still want to react to her gaslighting us in like real fucking time. It's pretty amazing. And I'm not entirely sure if I've done that yet. So I'm going to leave you guys here. Like I said, I'm going to link this down below. It is members only, but I didn't want to go through the live. So thank you very much to Aren't You Exhausted for cutting this down. Very, very much. But hey, go check out Aren't You Exhausted's channel. She does mostly lives and reacts a lot to Quirky, but to other people too. Makes some really cool music over there. So there's a lot of good things over on Aren't You Exhausted's channel. Do go check it out. And yeah, so if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a fancy hat down in the comments section as your emoji. I've said pretty much everything I want to say leading up to this point, so I don't really have anything else to wrap up here. But I just wanted to talk about the things that we were talking about here, and talk about the remonetization of these channels and the fact that YouTube doesn't care. These girls were always going to get remonetized. This wasn't the end of Girl World. It's just a hard pause. But so here we are. All right. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And that's all I've got for you guys right now. So I will see everybody in the next video. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.